Live right now, 7 a.m. social, and that is on YouTube, our YouTube channel, and on Facebook. Make sure you join us. You can see everything that happens on the air and off the air. And we have a lot of fun with that. I'm actually just trying to get things set up here.
It was a busy 6 o'clock hour. I felt like there's a lot going on with those videos you had from your wedding, experienced some stuff we haven't experienced in 22 years, watching some of those videos. That was a lot of fun watching those. And Mercedes is going to post some of them on social media coming up.
Oh, my stuff. If you're watching, you're seeing what a train wreck I am in here. My lighting just fell on me.
Is that what just fell?
Yeah, basically. I have no background. I'm trying to put things together.
Hey, well, you see through the door behind you right now. I never saw that before. There's a door.
The door. But anyway, so what happened to you yesterday? Did you offend someone?
I think I did offend someone, and it's like one of those phrases that when you hear like something bad might be coming. It's like when someone says, "Can I be brutally honest?" You're like, "Ugh."
No.
Yes.
That's my answer. No, not brutally honest. Yes, not brutally.
Yeah, don't do anything brutal. You don't have to do anything brutal to me. You can be honest. You don't have to be brutal about it. I went to get my haircut. I go see Larry's my guy, and I went down there, and he starts off by saying, "Hey, we're good friends, right?"
Can I interrupt you really quick?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people ask this, and I see it on the text line. So you say Larry's your hair guy, but then you mention a girl cutting your hair, and I think people get confused. Do you want to clarify that really quick?
Yes, yeah. So Buffalo Larry's my guy. He's been cutting my hair for 5-6 years. Larry has a band. He travels a lot. So when Larry's out of town, I have a backup girl. He used to work with Larry. Her name is Keller. So if Larry's out of town, I go see Keller.
Okay, because people are like, wait, I thought he went to Larry. What's going on? There you go. Now we've explained. Okay.
Larry was in France last week, so I went and saw Keller last week. So, and actually Keller ties into this story. So Larry says, we're good friends, right? I'm like, yeah, we're the best friends, man. He's like, well, can I be candid with you? I'm like, oh, man. I don't want you to be candid with me.
Candid? Why?
I'm like, yeah, you could be candid with me. I upset him last week with the cancellation of an appointment last week, and he had to talk to me about it. And he just wanted to run it by me why I canceled and what was going on. And but when you say I want to be candid with you, it's like, oh, nothing good's going to come from after saying I want to be candid with you. Candid is not fun.
Well, yeah, I think too that was his way of trying to approach it gently. So I give him a lot of credit for that, because he could have been like, dude, you suck. You canceled on me. But he was just like, hey, I care about you. I want to be honest. Can I be candid with you? Because it really bothered me. I think he softened it a little bit. But yeah, you get nervous when you hear that.
Those is one of those, and we talked, everything's fine. We talked it out of why I canceled and this, that, and everything. And everything is cool. Everything is totally cool. But when you say that, it's like, it's going back to the same thing. Can I be brutally honest with you? When you hear those phrases, you're like, bad news or something serious is about to come after the fact.
Did you, because I cancel appointments too, but how much time do you give before you cancel?
Okay, here was the situation last week. So I mentioned Keller, and she's awesome. But so it was Tuesday afternoon. Larry was leaving town on Thursday, so Larry's gonna be gone on Thursday. I had an appointment at 4:45 Wednesday afternoon. It's Tuesday afternoon. I looked online. I saw that I needed to change my appointment because something popped up. And I looked online, and Larry had nothing earlier in the day. So I looked at Keller's website, and she had it at 11:30. So I'm like, perfect. So I booked Keller, and I sent Larry a text message saying, hey, I can't make 4:45. So sorry, you got to cancel. And then it was Wednesday morning. Larry kept shooting me some options. Like, hey, I can get you in at 2 o'clock. I'm like, I can't do 2. And he's like, what's your window? I'm like, my window is from 11 to 1, but I already have an appointment. And he's like, I can get you in at 11. I'm like, I already have an appointment, man. Thank you so much for trying, but I've got this appointment with Keller at 11:30, so I'm good to go. So his whole thing was like, he said to me, you canceled on me to rebook with her, but then when I made an appointment open for you, you didn't cancel her.
Oh. And he's your number one guy.
He's my number one.
I kind of get that.
And I said, I just felt bad canceling on Keller because it was day of and you were the day prior. That's why I didn't do it. And so that was the reasoning. It wasn't so much the fact that I canceled. It was the fact that I canceled on him. And when he tried to make another time available, I wasn't willing to budge and take his other spot.
Well, understandable. You didn't mean anything by it. But yeah, I definitely see both sides of it.
And I told him too, I'm like, dude, I totally see where you're coming from. Like this was my reasoning, but I see your side of it. So I didn't mean to upset anybody. And everything is cool. Everything is cool. But that was what went down yesterday.
Can I be candid with you? Has anyone ever said that to you? And what followed that? Like, that's the thing. When people say, hey, no offense, but, or can I be candid with you? Or can I be honest with you? What followed that? Because it always makes me nervous when I hear it. And I try not to say it too, because I don't want to give people that anxiety.
What about when someone says to you, "Hey, would you do me a favor? Or can you do me a huge favor?"
I just had that last week, and I always ask, "What is it?" before I say yes. What is it? Because first of all, they make it seem like it's an honor for you. Do you want to do me a huge favor?
No.
Not really. What is the favor? And then they make you feel bad for asking. I was like, well, what if your huge favor is give me all your savings or something like that? I'm not gonna do that. But my favorite is when people say, "Oh my gosh, I have to tell you something." I don't get excited by that because one, it's either gossip and I hate gossip.
Mhm.
I just stay away from it, or it's something someone said about you and they're about to tell you. And that is when people tell you what other people said about you, always say, "This is not my business." And they're like, "Well, it involves you." I'm like, "But it's not my business. What people think of me is not my business." You know?
End it before it starts.
Yeah,
What
yeah. It's ugh,
what about someone comes up to you, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" Do you say nothing, or do you say I'm busy, or like, "Hey, what are you doing next week?" or "What are you doing Saturday?"
like implying that they want to do something
Implying they
with you.
have something to do, but they haven't said what it is.
I go, "I don't know why. What's up?"
We're having a pool party. If you want to come by
Oh, what day?
Saturday.
What time?
It starts at 2 and goes all night. You know us. We party till the wee hours of the morning.
Let me check my schedule. Maybe we'll try to stop by. Check schedule. I'm so sorry. I have something.
What are you doing?
It looks like I already made a prior commitment. Don't be nosy. No, I will go. If I'm open, I will go.
I'm like, I don't know. I think Laura's got some stuff going on with the horses. Why? What's up?
Oh, now we know your excuse.
Oh,
If
darn
JC
it.
ever says that, you know he does nothing going on. He just does not want to go.
Darn
You've
it.
used that excuse for me before.
There's a lot of stuff going on with the
That
horses.
opens a lot. That now I'm all these light bulbs are appearing. Like, wait a second.
This is back before
You
even
told me I was dealing with the horses that day.
before we even had horses.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got some dirt coming up here in about 10 minutes.
Global superstar Katy Perry returns to Vegas with her larger-than-life residency play at Resorts World Theater. Listen all this week to win your way in for free.
I saw the Instagram reel. It's so cute that you made, Mercedes. I don't know if she can hear me.
I'll say no.
Where teachers can get 25% off self-service products with a valid teacher ID. Take advantage of their end of summer specials now at
Look at me. I'm looking at something.
Look at my Instagram reel. It's so cute.
How many times have you lost your house at 11? And how many times have you said, "I'm hitting the gym every day," but then work 10 days?
Now we can hear everything she was watching.
I know. Can you hear us?
Huh?
The social.
Right?
Oh,
But something that amazing must be really expensive.
sorry. I had to edit something.
Oh no, I just want to make sure that let you give you a heads up. We can hear you.
Yeah.
I love the video you made.
Oh, thanks. I was just trying to fix it. Yeah, it's posted to our Instagram now. Mercedes in the AM, if you guys want to see it. Some exclusive, never before seen video of JC and I at my wedding.
It's so cute.
That was fun. When you watch the video, are there people you don't recognize?
Yeah, there was actually someone in the background, and I did recognize her, but I'm like, why did we invite her? She was so mean.
You knew her, or
Well, I met her through a friend, and then we kind of became friends. But she, when we bought our first house, apparently she was a realtor, and I didn't know that. We bought a house through another realtor, and she sent me this scathing letter about how I was a terrible friend for not using her. I'm like,
oh yeah, you mentioned
"You
her before.
remember?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I see her in the background there. I was like, ugh.
Hello.
I like seeing her old boss.
You do? I don't. He's not in that clip, by the way.
Oh, that's funny.
So funny.
They'll load up a quiz for the dirt.
Chip, yes, I agree. It's very hot. I have never been to Reno. Ever.
Reno?
Yeah.
Did you go to Tahoe?
No, Matt went to Tahoe with Sophie for a volleyball tournament, but I've never been.
When I went to Tahoe, flew to Reno. It was nice. It was really nice.
I will be back.
Okay.
Uh, the Vox Pro is acting up again.
Oh no. What's going on with it now?
And it just started playing on its own.
I actually saw that when you were playing the car alarm on Wide
It
Orbit.
just started playing.
It just started randomly playing.
So the Vox Pro is this machine that records when you guys call in. It records the calls. We can edit stuff. We use it a lot throughout the show. And about 2 weeks ago, every time I record something, I go to edit it, I do an edit, and the thing would freeze. You have to restart the computer. Do an edit, restart the computer. So something was wrong with it. And an engineer came in here, was working on it, and he figured out. So he said someone spilled something on the control panel, and he cleaned it out, and he said it was fixed. But it seems like it's still messed up. I want to know who spilled. I right hand to God, I've not spilled anything here in the studio in a long time.
You're pretty good about letting the engineer know.
Yeah, before we used to spill and clean it up and not tell him.
Yeah.
And then he would find out a couple days later when it's too late. And this was got years ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He pulled me aside. He's like, listen, if you spill something, yeah, it's bad news, but I would so much rather you tell me right away so I can get in there and clean it up immediately instead of you guys think you have it cleaned up and then I'll pop up later. And ever since then, something happens, I would call him and tell him like, hey, this is before I was even in here. Like, hey, so-and-so spilled something, and just give him a heads up.
Yeah. So it's playing on its own. It's like it has a mind of its own right now.
Yeah, I'll mess around with some more, but I would look over and just playing a couple times.
Can you record in it?
Yeah, it just started.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send an email to Jay.
Wonder what's triggering every time something starts on the board.
Oh yeah, huh? Because when you
The
were
sweeper
playing,
started. You said you noticed when I started playing. Let me see something.
huh?
No.
What the heck though?
Check 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Yeah, it records.
All right, I'm gonna send an email to Jay.
What's wrong?
The
Vox
Pro is
Pro.
still messed up. I was telling everyone how the email went out about someone spilled something on it, and I told Steph it wasn't me.
I think we know who it was.
What's that?
I think we all know who it was.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh, never mind. It's probably good that you didn't hear me.
Are you subtly hinting who it might be?
I have my theories.
Of what? Who spilled something?
Yes.
Well, there's more. I was thinking it was sticky after we came back from vacation, and weren't there some different people running best of?
But they weren't in your studio and they didn't use Vox Pro.
They didn't have to use it. They could have spilled something on it.
They were in my studio.
They were running things from your studio?
Yeah. I taught them how to do it from my studio so they didn't have to worry about all
Oh,
that.
yeah. I would
Yeah,
agree. I would agree with Mercedes' text theory.
Oh. Did she text us? Oh. Yep.
MZZ cat to you. Thought I would check out the social club. I guess I'm really not missing much. Hey, we can't like be on 24/7. We gotta like do some stuff.
We got to work. I even said I have to get ready for a little quiz I'm giving Mercedes here in the dirt.
But fair enough. Fair enough. Isn't that a TikTok? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Probably.
Some days are going to be high energy. Other days we have stuff to get done.
Yeah, like sometimes we have secrets, like your cleaning service that we talked about.
That's right.
Did you ever say that on the air? You said that off the air, right?
No, we said it on the air. Didn't we get to it on the air?
But the reason?
We said it on the air.
Oh, okay.
So we did mention it. They didn't wear booties.
There was the carpet's clean. They didn't have booties on, and then this issue with the spill that took place. But everything's good and they're awesome.
Yeah. He said, I can't live without you. They said same.
Yep.
Fireman.
Yes.
It's time for the Daily Dirt on Mix 94.1.
Well, they say that Taylor Swift is reportedly working on a new album. There's a report that says, well, this will be her first album of original material in almost 2 years. They say she's been writing and recording over the last few weeks in Nashville in hopes of surprising her fans. This is all from the UK Sun. But
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that went on the air. I was just throwing something in the trash.
Oh, you know what it was? I still had our 7 a.m. social club speaker turned up too. So that's why I heard it. It was loud. Plus your new microphone.
I
My
mean,
gosh, your new microphone picks up everything in there.
It does?
You drop a pen in there, it sounds like someone dropped something off of the stratosphere.
Okay, let's test out the theory. Oh, wow. You can't hear it. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that in
You
mind.
just need to sit there like this. Still. But yeah, so possibly new music coming from Taylor Swift. Raiders. So the NFL season starts today. Preseason football starts tonight. Raiders have the first game. It's the Hall of Fame game. Starts at 5 o'clock from Canton, Ohio. Raiders, Jaguars. It's on NBC. And then the Today Show is doing a huge interview with Josh McDaniels. Tonight will be his first game as the Raiders coach, but he has ties back to Canton, Ohio. He went to high school in Canton, Ohio.
NFL Football Hall of Fame. Have you ever been there?
The NFL Hall of Fame? No. You?
No. I guess that was redundant. NFL football. No, I've never been there. I've only been to Ohio once, and it was Toledo. My dad had he was doing a work project there, so we went and lived there over the summer. That would be our summers. We'd go live wherever my dad's work project was. Toledo, Ohio, somewhere Chattanooga, Tennessee.
When you say live, how long?
3 months.
Yeah.
And then Cleburne, Texas. I remember living in those 3 places for summers.
So do you ever say that because 3 months is a long time. I did that one summer and it was Sarasota, Florida. My dad had business down there. And so school ended. We got in the plane, flew down there, and we're down there till 2 days before school started. So we're down there for 2.5 months.
Yeah. Did you live in a hotel?
We had a condo.
We lived in a hotel all those times. The people at the hotels all got to know us. Me and my brother would run up and down the halls. Yeah, that was the whole thing.
It was fun.
Swim every day.
Right?
That was the life.
I was so excited because the condo that we stayed in had cable TV. So that was the summer I had MTV. Woo! It was a lot of fun.
What was the summer MTV show?
Club Beach, the MTV Beach House, right?
Was it Beach House? I felt like they did. Yeah, Summer Beach House or something like that. Yeah.
This was 1989. And remember the remote control, the game show on MTV?
Yes, yes.
That was huge. That was big that summer. So.
Do you remember Singled Out with Jenny McCarthy?
Yes. And who was the guy that was on it?
Oh, gosh. He does the Walking Dead stuff now.
Yes. That guy. Yes.
I'm spacing his name, but yeah.
It was Jenny McCarthy was first, and then she left, and didn't Carmen Electra take over for her?
Yes.
So 90s right there.
Yeah, that Chris Hardwick.
Yes.
Wow, that's crazy.
And let's go back to, let me set something up here. I got a quiz for you. Let's go back to the 80s. So the iconic 80s movies of John Hughes, they wouldn't have been the same without their equally iconic soundtracks. So now you can get musical highlights from the films in a box set that's coming out. It's called Life Moves Pretty Fast. The John Hughes mixtapes comes out November 11th. 75 songs. It features songs between the movies he did from 1983 to 1989. I'm going to play the song. You tell me the movie that it's from, okay?
Okay.
First one.
Breakfast Club.
You are correct. Second one.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Third one.
I love this song. It's not played enough. I'm not going to guess until I hear it. Pretty in Pink.
Yes. OMD. This one here.
Vacation.
Okay, you're feeling good. How about one more here?
Weird Science.
Yes, feeling real confident now. Final one.
I know the song. I just don't know the movie it's in. Say anything?
Nope. Paul Young is the artist.
I know the song. Every time you go away. What's the movie?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, that's right. Oh, wow.
That was such a great movie, but that ending, man, that got me.
Oh
I
my
sent it to the comment. I
gosh.
didn't understand it. I'm like, why is this? Why am I sad, Mom? Why am I sad? I don't understand this.
Back to the weird science one. Do you remember the first movie you ever saw nudity in? I think for me it was Weird Science, and it wasn't even real nudity. It was computer generated nudity when they were they were making a female robot to look lifelike, and it was Kelly LeBrock, and they were like deciding how big her boobs were supposed to be, and it was on like this old like 8-bit computer screen, and there is a like black screen with green, and they like made them really big, and they're like, no, we got to make them smaller, that was like the first time I saw nudity in a movie, and I was like, oh my gosh, they showed her boobs. I couldn't believe it.
I think remember what's it called? Was a movie in the 80s called Hot Shots. It was a Top Gun spoof movie.
I never saw it. I don't know what it is.
So it came out after Top Gun, like maybe a year or two after Top Gun. It was called Hot Shots. And they were spoofing Top Gun. It was a comedy. And there was a scene where I think they're probably playing volleyball on the beach or something. And there was a girl lying in the sand, and she gets up, and you see her chest. So she's a big chest. So you see some boobies. And then the spoof is too. She was lying in the sand, and her chest was so big that it left 2 like holes in the beach.
I never have even heard of that movie.
Hot Shots. Charlie Sheen.
Wait, we should talk about that. What's the first movie you saw nudity in when you were a kid? And what was the scene? 702-364-9400. I want to hear what your first movie was. That's funny.
Let's do that. Let's hit the Cardigans, and we'll come back with the first time you saw nudity in a movie.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I don't think I ever saw Weird Science. I knew when it came. I didn't see it until I was an adult. I didn't see it when it came out, or it took me a while to get to Weird Science.
I remember we had it a copy at home on a VHS. I don't know when it was in theaters. I wouldn't have been old enough to go, but I remember we had it at home, and that part I was like, I think my brother would always like rewind that part.
That's like a whole thing too. It's like, how did you? Because like ours movie we had at home was Three Amigos. Like I don't know how we had Three Amigos on VHS or why we bought it. We didn't buy movies, but for some reason we had that. Maybe it was a gift, so we constantly watched that movie growing up.
That's so funny.
We'll do traffic and then come back with that. We'll just do a rejoiner.
Okay.
That Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was really good too. I forgot how good that movie was.
Right? Sad. We talk about it ended, or we're going to spoil it for people?
I don't know. I feel like we should not spoil it. Not that, I mean, how old's the movie? 20 years old?
Yeah.
25? 30?
Hey, Steph, look at the Vox Pro started.
Oh, what the heck? Yeah, I sent an email out. I don't know if you were, I think I put you on that. What's so weird is that, is there anything that's triggering it?
I didn't touch. I mean, I moved the mouse on this
Yeah.
computer.
Gosh. Well, that sucks. Hopefully it's something that's fixable. Because when it's kind of like with the mics. Oh, it went again. But you didn't touch anything?
No.
The Vox Pro Ghost.
The ghost of DJ's past. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Ooh, oh. They cursed us.
The walls of the studio. We talked.
Oh, yeah.
It's It's Mercedes in the Morning, Mix 94.1 Free Ride Traffic.
This traffic report is sponsored by Landmark Recovery.
I'm John Barn. Here's the latest conditions from the Finley Toyota Traffic Center. By far the worst of the problem is 15 southbound, where a crash involving an overturned cement truck just past the Cheyenne exit from 15 south has only a right lane open. Heavy delays that start before Craig Road there. Traffic struggling 95 south between Ann and Craig, where you have the HOV lanes and a left general purpose lane blocked for work on the Lone Mountain Overpass. You got delays on the eastbound Northern Beltway as well from Land to I-15, where you shrink down to just a single lane. New injury accident in the Central Valley on South Rancho, south of US 95 at Mesquite. Mitch Kelly with your Time Saver Traffic.
Nearly 90% of people that struggle with addiction don't get help. Don't wait until it's too late. Landmark Recovery, you can open it. Follow Landmark Recovery at 8.
Get back. I like to listen in the morning and while I'm driving to work on Mix 94.1.
If you ever want to get in touch with the show, you can do that a couple of ways. You can call us or text us at 702-364-9400. We're also streaming live right now on YouTube and on Facebook, so you can comment there. The question right now is, what is the first movie you ever saw nudity in? That you were a kid, you weren't expecting that. You're like, what is going on here? We were just talking about a list of, what was the official name of the list, JC?
Well, John Hughes, there's a box set coming out with all the songs that were featured in his movies from the 80s. So I was going through and giving Mercedes a quiz, see if she can identify the song to the movie, and I played this song.
And I'm pretty sure that is the first movie I ever saw that had nudity, and it wasn't even real nudity. It was computer generated. They were making the girl, and they were deciding on her boob size, and they showed the computer boobs big, and then they like made them small again. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked. It was just, I'd never seen a movie that had boobs in it. So
Were they real boobs? I'm forgetting, but they would expand them and smaller.
Yeah,
They're actual boobies we saw.
but it was on a computer. I'll find the clip and show it to you. But imagine me being a kid and seeing this for the first time, just completely shocked. So that was my first foray into seeing anything that involved nudity on a movie. For you, it was
The movie Wild Shots, which was a Top Gun like spoof movie.
no. I thought you said Hot Shots.
Hot Shots. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, the name of Hot Shots, a Top Gun spoof movie, and it came out like a year or two after Top Gun. There was a girl that played volleyball on the beach, and a girl was lying there sunbathing, and she gets up, and she has really big boobs. And then the spoof is too. Her boobs were so big they made little craters in the sand.
Which is so 80s.
Very 80s. And of
So
course, young
80s.
JC sees boobs first, and like what? And then I giggle at the fact that it left craters in the sand.
That's actually pretty funny. What was your first movie with nudity? Let's talk to Connie. Hi, Connie. What was it for you?
It was Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon.
Brookfield.
I never saw that. Who else was in Blue Lagoon?
It was Brookfield, but I cannot remember the guy's name, who's a really handsome blonde guy. And they showed Brooke Shields nude, and they showed him nude too, swimming. So both their private parts, it was scary.
Scandalous. Scandalous.
They were
Oh my
young
goodness.
too. Weren't they kids in that movie? They showed them naked.
Probably in my teens, early teens, so it was a shock. And I was like, how did their parents let them do that?
Yeah, no kidding. Who gave them permission? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look that one up. Let's talk to. Thanks for calling, Connie. Let's talk to Carol. Carol, what was the first movie that you actually saw nudity in?
Well, I am 33, so I grew up in the Titanic era where you saw the movie 23 times and bragged about it to your friends.
The 3 hour and 20-minute movie.
Yeah, like one of your French girls, you know.
Oh, and you saw the nipple.
Oh, we see nipple.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
My cousin actually rewinded and paused the VHS so he could see it again.
I totally remember that. Yeah, that was, and then so not only did you have the picture that he ended up posting, and he drew the very voluptuous breast, but then there's Kate Winslet there with her boob all out. Yeah, that was like, whoa, okay.
If I was Rose, I would have been bored. Like, can't you paint faster?
I would have fallen asleep. I'd be like, I would take it out.
Nipple hanging out.
Wouldn't it be funny if she was all like seductive and naked, and then you look at her face and she's like,
He paints it that way too.
yeah, like a little feather going up and down over her mouth, like in the cartoons. We're getting some texts here. Same on this text. It says Titanic when I was 10 years old. Total Recall, a scene where there's a woman and she had 3 breasts.
Yes.
I was like 7 or 8 and freaked out. I never saw that movie.
Yeah, she has 3 breasts. 1, 2, 3. It's like you see it, you're like, wait, what? Imagine if you're a little kid, you think that's like the norm.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
some
my
women
mom
have
only has
3.
2.
This one says, I was gonna say Young Guns. I saw Emilio Estevez's butt, but I saw Dirty Dancing and they showed Patrick's butt. I was in high school. When they show Patrick's butt in Dirty Dancing?
You thinking of someone? Is it in Roadhouse? Someone made a comment
Oh.
on the text line here too.
Yeah, Louise. Interesting. I missed that part. Maybe I saw the edited version. Steph, really quick, I gotta know, what was it for you?
My-
What was
Mm.
your first nudity?
Gosh, it was Saving Private Ryan, and it was 7 years old. I was walking into the movie theater that my uncle and dad were in, and I was watching another movie, and they said, when you're done, go into our movie. And right when I walked in, it was a girl naked on the floor, and she had like dirt all over her face. And I don't know the rest of the movie. I just remember that one specific scene. And that's the last time I ever met up with my dad and my uncle at a movie after my movie was done.
You learned your lesson on that.
Mhm, yeah.
Steph drops a heavy one on us.
I know.
I sent you guys the weird science scene. It's so you can see where the computer generated boobs get bigger.
Oh,
and
I
smaller.
remember the scene. Yes, I remember it now. You're right, they're not even real boobs.
They're not
They're the
even
green graphic boobs.
I was so shocked when I saw that scene.
That is great. All right, Hot Three's up next. What do you got for us?
Okay, we are going to talk about why athletes will play better in certain games rather than others. We'll explain what revenge has to do with it. Also, what are the top everyday things that make us smile? And a dad is receiving some mixed reactions for leashing his kids. What do you think about putting a leash on your children? We're going to talk about that coming up next in the Hot 3.
Hold that thought. More of Mercedes in the Morning. We'll be right back on Mix 94.1.
Is Kylie Jenner still with Travis Scott, or are they broken up?
I do not know.
She posted a TikTok and she's sitting in someone's lap, but I can't tell who it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My nephew and niece started school today. Why are
No.
the kids going back to school
Nuh-uh.
so early? Yeah, my brother just sent me a picture of his first day back, and I'm like, welcome back.
That's way too early.
I-
Monday's too early in my mind, but hi. Oh, look at that.
What's wrong?
And mail.
Oh,
Looks like a birthday card.
It's a card.
your birthday's coming up. When is it? August 12th?
August 13th.
Oh, gotcha. Put that in my calendar when
Yeah. Save it.
You guys are so silly.
Steph knows it's August 7th.
Yeah, I thought it was August 8th. Let me change my calendar.
I actually thought it was in September.
It was,
I can't keep a straight face with you guys.
going back to, I believe it was our boss or someone back in someone that's featured in your wedding video. I remember it was like the day or two after my birthday. I'm like, someone's got a birthday coming up. I'm like, oh yeah, who's that? Like someone. I'm like, me? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, 2 days ago.
Wasn't that me?
Uh,
I feel like there was one year where I forgot and I was like, is your birthday coming up? And you're like, yeah, it already happened. That was when we were first getting to know each other, though.
I don't want to. I was going to start to tell the story. Oh my God, it was Mercedes. I'll change the names.
What it was me though, right?
Yeah.
Or was it one of your was it
No,
one of
it
our
was you.
bosses?
It was you.
Yeah, I remember that. I felt so bad.
No, it was here's the we were going to DJ school.
Yes.
And for some reason, did you take an extra day off? Because remember when our boss would fill in and do the morning show?
Yeah.
And so it was that situation where you were off, and so our boss filled in with Jen to do the morning show, and I still came in and I had to produce for them. And that was my actual birthday. And they didn't say anything. I'm like, today's my birthday. They're not even saying anything. And then the next day, we were on a plane to fly to Chicago. I feel like we were on a plane when you said it to me. And you're like, someone's birthday's coming up. And I'm like, it was yesterday.
Huh.
It was something like that.
I feel bad, but this was before we were friends.
Well, this is before she liked you.
Before Facebook, to remind you.
Yeah.
This is what Anel said. I guess you guys have the same birthday. I thought it was August 9th, but what is it about August 10th birthdays that we keep forgetting?
It doesn't flow.
August 10th doesn't flow?
No. I'm just joking. Of course it flows.
That's my birthday.
Oh, that reminds me. My mother-in-law's birthday is August 8th. Oh, shoot.
Today's my nephew's birthday. He turns
Oh.
4 or 5.
Baby John.
Baby John. Baby John.
Baby John.
Baby John.
As his godfather, did you send him a gift?
That would not come from me because I'm not his godfather.
Oh. Face.
I'm the godfather to my niece who turns 21 in a couple of weeks.
Were you offended that you weren't asked to be his godfather?
I think it's he's stuck with he went with the traditional well, I guess he could have Laura and I. He went with my sister and her brother or her brother, her husband.
Yeah, I would go with them too.
My nephew, too, he turns 21 in January. And James goes, you got to come to Vegas so we can go to the strip clubs.
Oh, gosh.
I said, what? So we'll see how that goes.
Are you going to go with them?
I don't think so. I'm feeling adventurous that night. Flashdance has nudity too? I don't remember that.
That's been a while since I've seen Flashdance. Oh yeah, it does. It's boobs. Well, don't they work in a strip club? Or someone worked in a strip club, I feel like. Maybe. Maybe
Flashdance?
not. Yeah.
I don't think I
Yeah,
ever
they
saw
worked
it.
in a strip club, I thought. That's why she was on the stage and the water came down on her.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Infamous scene. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I only remember the ballet dancing.
Yeah.
She also works as an exotic dancer. That's what the premise is. She has 2 jobs.
Yes.
What came out first, Titanic or Saving Private Ryan?
Titanic.
Okay, then I lied. Titanic was the first movie too for me. The thing is, I don't know if I saw Titanic right when it came out.
Titanic was 97? 97.
Oh, and then
98. February 98.
February of 98?
Yeah.
Okay. Because Saving Private Ryan came out like 3 months later.
Private Ryan came out in 98.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this commercial is a commercial just for you and your daughter.
I can't hear any of the commercials, so I don't know
Oh.
what's going on. What
The
is
one
it?
for the San Diego tourism.
Oh, yeah.
And reminder, Steph, where you're from.
Of course. No, I think of Mercedes too. I'm like, oh, she's going to be visiting more often.
I know, right? I got to start.
Rack up more points.
Yeah.
Where do you guys stay? Mission Valley? Hotel Circle?
Well, we stayed at a hotel. I'm not going to say it because I didn't love it. It was right by, it wasn't far from the campus. It wasn't in Hotel Circle though. Let me see.
Text it to me.
I think it was Mission Valley.
Yeah.
And it was kind of shady, which I didn't think like it would be, but I was like, what's going on here? Like the people at the front desk didn't even seem like they worked there. It was some guy in just street clothes. And he's like, it was weird. It was a really weird thing. And so I'm not staying at that hotel again.
I want to know which one it is.
I'm sending it to you now.
Okay. Because remember when you were doing where in the world are you? That segment we did?
Yeah.
We you took a picture outside.
Yes.
Remember?
That
And I
was
was like,
Mission Valley.
oh, this one. Okay, I'm gonna send you one that me and James always stay at when we go. We love it. I think it's mostly because it's near Savita Park, which is a beautiful park. It's brand
Oh
spanking
yeah.
new. If
Send
you
it to
haven't
me.
been, I'll send it to you. We like it only because it's really compatible with dogs and like they're very welcoming to dogs. So we bring Momo there. But they're owned by the same company. It's just a different branch.
Yeah, I love that one because I have points with them, so I can.
Same.
This is where we're gonna stay the next time we go. Like when we move her in.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you. Which I've stayed there before, and it was pretty nice.
Oh, this might be your go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer this one than the one I'm gonna recommend you.
Okay.
But I'll still send you the one we go to.
Yeah, send it to me though.
Harry Styles late night talking. It's Mix 94.1, Mercedes in the morning. Don't forget 9 a.m. your chance to win a trip to see Harry Styles live on tour. The Hot 3 is brought to you by attorney Paul Powell. More lawyer, less fee.
I don't know if you guys watch baseball on a regular basis, but a bunch of Major League Baseball players got moved this week ahead of the trade deadlines. And it was kind of crazy yesterday. Who was it? Brandon Drury, he got traded to the Padres and like first at bat, hit a home run, like just boom. And it's funny because it could be because of revenge. So a new study has found revenge games are a real thing, meaning pro athletes tend to play better against their former teams. Researchers looked at stats from the NBA, the NHL, 6 different soccer leagues, and it might be true across all sports. NBA and NHL stars both tended to take more shots than normal when playing against an old team, like they had something to prove. And it was especially true if they'd recently been traded. There was an even bigger difference if their old team hadn't given them much playing time, and where they played mattered too. They tended to do better at their former venue in front of old fans. Researchers think that the effect might hold true for other professions. For example, if you leave your job to go work for a competitor, you might be extra motivated to do well and stick it to your old boss.
I can see that happening in sports today. I can see it in the work thing too. If someone leaves the office and all of a sudden you're across the street at the competitor, you want to try your best to beat them, take them down.
There was a pitcher that just got traded from the Yankees. I can't remember who it was, but they just traded him, and he was on the Yankees, and the team that they're going to play, he's going to be pitching against the Yankees. So it's like one day he's on the Yankees, and then the next day he's going to be pitching against them.
Dang.
I can't remember who it was. Oh, dang it. But we were talking about that. Like, how weird. Like, you were just hanging out with these guys, and now you have to go against them and pitch to them. I thought it was funny.
In football, there was a kicker in the late 80s. His name is Luis Zendejas. He was a kicker, field goal kicker, and he was on the Cowboys. No, he was on the Eagles, and then he got traded to the Cowboys. And the Buddy Ryan, the head coach of the Eagles, put a bounty on him one game. And so they did a kickoff, and one of the Eagles came and they took him out, and they knocked him out on the field.
Oh my gosh.
And he got up and he's all wobbly. And now he was an Eagle, and now he's on the Dallas Cowboys. So they take him out and he gets up and he's all wobbly, and he starts walking over to the Eagles bench. And Randall Cunningham was the quarterback for the Eagles. It's a classic photo. He like walks out and he taps him. He's like, "No, you're a Cowboy now. You're a Cowboy." And so and he turns around and walks back to the Cowboys bench. But he initially got up and thought he was still on the Eagles.
That is really, really
Randall
sad.
Cunningham, no, man, we traded you. Get over there.
There's no room for you here anymore.
Oh, my gosh.
Is Montgomery to St. Louis. Thank you for the person who texted me that. So also this morning, the average person's going to encounter 11 different things today that will make them smile. Can you name 3 things that have made you smile already today?
Yes, my wife made me laugh and smile this morning. The video that we have that you showed me made me smile and laugh from your wedding. And then the video you have of us together that you posted, I haven't looked at it yet, that when you were putting that together, that made me smile as well.
Okay, Steph, 3 things that have already made you smile today.
I'd say Momo. The first thing I did was I greeted Momo. And then the second thing was definitely the 6:30 topic we were doing with JC and his dance moves. And then what were we laughing at right now? Just like on the 7 a.m. social club. We were pretending we didn't know when JC's birthday was.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Pretending.
We forgot JC's birthday is coming up soon.
For you, Mercedes?
For me, I would say waking up this morning, I always do like a gratitude mantra, and I always that makes me smile when I do that. Also, when we were talking about the dancing and the videos and all that fun stuff. And what else? Gosh, I feel like I've been smiling a lot this morning. It's hard to pinpoint. The fact that my protein shakes were not on the recall list, so I don't have to throw them away. That makes me smile. Anyway, here are the top everyday things that Americans say make them smile. Number 5 is getting a good deal on something. Number 4 is when you just find random money in your pocket. That's such a good feeling.
Oh my gosh! Look, check this out. I found $10 in my pocket.
Oh my god!
This morning. I put my pants on, so that's another reason to smile. I'm like, what is this? $10? I couldn't tell you when I put this in. I am rich.
That's amazing. I found 5 euros in my bag when I was switching out purses, and I was like, oh man, I mean it's basically $5. I was like, oh dang, do I go through the trouble of trading it in? And I was like, oh, I have a friend who's going to Europe in a few weeks. Maybe I'll just give them to her for her to use. Here, buy yourself some coffee or something. But I was all excited. I thought it was money. I was like, oh, it was money. But I was like, oh, I can't use this here. Darn it.
Can you go to the casinos, exchange them here?
I don't know. And I don't know what the exchange rate, like you have to pay to exchange too. So I just rather, or I say, I'll trade you $5 for €5.
Yeah.
You're going there anyway. Number 3 is making someone else smile. 2 is waking up to a nice sunny day. And the number 1 everyday thing that people say makes them happy is spending time with your family. All right. Finally, this morning, a dad is receiving mixed reactions on social media after he posted a video of himself walking his 5 children on a leash. Jordan and Brianna Driscoll of Kentucky are parents to 5-year-old quintuplets, and they previously would use a 6-seat stroller to transport them all around. But the the kids are growing up and they realized they needed a different method to keep them all within a safe distance, and they resorted to using a leash. What are you guys' thoughts on leashing kids? 702-364-9400. The father noted that using a leash allows him and his wife to keep the kids safe from running off unexpectedly while also allowing them to walk and not be constrained to a stroller. He posted the video on social media of him walking his quintuplets, then 4 years old, on multiple leashes at an aquarium. And it didn't receive a lot of attention then. But when he reposted the same video 2 weeks ago, it went viral. The online reaction has been really mixed. Some people say that they're treating their kids like dogs. Another said, can't you just train your children well? Explain to them why it's dangerous to run away. However, most of the top like comments on his repost were very supportive of the couple's creative parenting. Parenting and youth development experts actually commend them for their solution to keep the 5 children safe. She said it's a great system for a parent with a neurodiverse child or a child who hasn't nailed all of their listening skills. She did, however, note that children should be off of a leash by the time they are 8 or 9 years old.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I don't have kids, but and I think they had valid points. Yeah, teach your kids responsibility, don't run off. But I think you're in those situations where a leash comes in handy. I'm looking at a photo. I'll send it to you guys. I was at a horse show. It was about a year or so ago, and I had to watch someone's kid. And this kid, she's running around doing stuff, and I'm trying to watch the kid do stuff at the horse show. I didn't have a leash, so I tied some twine around her waist, and I gave her a good 10 feet of leeway. But that was so comforting to know that she starts to dart off. She's not going to dart off too far because she's on the leash. I think not all the time, but I think that's, if you need it, use it. And then around the waist or something, do it.
You're roping her like it's a horse.
Get over here.
Hey, lasso.
So I think that I used to mock these parents that did that stuff. And then the first time after I did it, I'm like, this is great. It's a great invention. What about you?
I think if you would have asked me like 10 years ago, I would have been like, that's awful. I am so against this. But well, actually more than 10 years ago, like when before I had kids. And then when you have kids and then they run around everywhere and you can teach them everything you can, but that doesn't mean they'll listen. And then on the other side, I worry about, all these human trafficking things and just random people coming and grabbing your kid. So now I'm like, sure, put them on there. If I know my kid's going to be safe and keep them near me, I have no issue with it. I'm more scared of other people than I am of my kid getting away. Victoria, good morning. What do you think?
I handily agree with leashing your children. I have 4 children, and I had the monkey backpack, and now I have the leash for the parent and the child, because my child will run away.
And you can try to teach them as best as you can, but sometimes, let's remember, they're children. They don't retain everything, and I agree, Victoria. I think I would have answered different a long time ago, but I don't know if I'm willing to take that chance. And some of them are cute. Like she said, the monkey backpack, it's just a backpack. It's not like you're putting a collar around their neck and pulling them around with you, I'm
going to make one that's a bungee cord. So the kid goes running away and all of a sudden they come flying back.
Boing.
8:00 hour, Red Hot Chili Peppers in concert Saturday night, Allegiant Stadium. We have your tickets at 8:25.
Broadcasting live from the Finley Chevrolet Studios. This is KMXB FM and HD1 Henderson, Las Vegas. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
I love the picture you sent, JC. I don't know if you can hear me.
JC, I heard it.
You did?
Oh yeah, I see it too. That's cute.
It worked.
Little do you know that this is her way of keeping you on a leash. She's like, I'll guide him. Come with me.
I just did follow wherever she went that day.
Should we sign off?
I had to Google Frank Grillo.
Who's that?
Someone said I look like him. Thank you,
Frank
Chip.
Gorilla?
Grillo?
Oh, Frank Grillo.
Grillo?
This one?
Yeah,
Who is he?
he's an actor.
Frank.
What's he in?
He was in the Captain America movies playing Brock Rumlow. I'll take it. Good looking dude. 10 years older than me, but I'll take it.
It's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair.
Who is he? Oh, Crossbones in Captain America, the Winter Soldier in Civil War. Oh, okay. I know who he is. I mean, I kind of see it. Yeah.
We're up here in a minute.
Okay. Well, we'll sign off. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you later when we play Incoherent.
Bye.